Hello, we're going to go through the Skirmish Steel Mace Flow. Now, to get us started, like most of our flows we do, it starts with a 360. Let me show you what the Skirmish Flow looks like from start to finish, and then we'll break it down for you so you can give it a go and learn it yourself. It's not a particularly complex flow, but it does have a lot of stages and sequences to it. So, as I said, it starts with a 360. We're going into an uppercut, into a sword swing, then a figure four hook, drop down for an upward slash, reverse Thor punch, step for a spear strike, swoop, thunder catch, Thor punch again, ghost slam, eagle guard behind the back, low shield, cradle switch, high shield, and then nunchuck around the world, slide and catch, go again on the other side. Right, lots of steps. Let's break that down for you. Let's make it into more manageable so you can learn it. Okay, first up, 360. Now, if you don't know 360 yet, probably not worth trying this flow just yet. Go away and learn the 360 to begin with. Right, it starts off with a 360 straight into an uppercut lunge. Right, so lead hand on top, and we're going to 360 in the direction of the lead or the lead finger that can point. So 360, then allow that mace to continue its rotation. We catch an inward thumb grip, pivot and step for an uppercut lunge. Okay, let's piece that together a little bit faster. 360, inward thumb grip, step, lunge, uppercut. Good. From the uppercut, it's then a sword swing to return into a figure four chest rack position. Let's go through it. 360, uppercut lunge, sword swing the mace away. As the mace comes up, we step back into a figure four and catch an inward thumb grip chest rack position. You're then going to step out to the side. So I'm going to turn around for this one. So we're in the figure four high chest guard position. We're going to step slightly at 45 degrees. So we're going to step out rather than stepping in line or stepping sideways. You step at 45 degrees to give you that torso rotation to hook. Keep that elbow nice and high. It's a hook punch, not a slap. Elbow nice and high. Cool. Let's go through that again. If you need to, pause the video, learn these stages bit by bit, and then when you're ready, come back to it, and then come to the next stage. Right, so 360, step uppercut lunge, sword swing figure four, 45 degrees step into a hook, keeping the elbow high. Once we have completed our hook, we push the mace forward and dive into a paddle. So we're paddling the mace, we paddle down, and we can keep that momentum going, bring the mace up behind us, and switch from an inward thumb grip to an upward thumb grip with the mace head pointing forwards. From there, we then bring the mace back to do an upward slash. So bring it back onto the elbow, let the mace tip vertically, just turn around so you can see this better. We twist the chest and pull down with the opposite hand into that upward slash position. So let me do a bit faster from the other side. Elbow, vertical twist, pull down, mace comes up. Cool. There's quite a lot already, quite a lot thrown at you quite quickly. Let's go back to the start and piece all that together bit by bit. It's how I like to learn flows, of go from the start and just do the sequence, add one on. Do all the sequence plus the one you've added, add the second one on. Do all the sequence, 1, 2, add the third one on, and so forth. Let's go again. So, let's set in a rack position. 360. Step for an inward thumb grip, uppercut lunge. forward sword swing or outward sword swing, figure 4 chest rack, 45-degree step, elbow high for the hook. Push the mace forward into a paddle position, bring it round to the start of the upward slash. Then we go elbow vertical twist flick for our upward slash. I'm going to do that again once more for you. Right, 360, step uppercut lunge, sword swing figure 4, hook, paddle into upward slash, perform the upward slash. Okay, from the upward slash, so we've gone and performed our cut, we then let the mace continue its rotation, grip inward thumb, bring the mace round, and we're going to reverse Thor punch. This time the hammer is beneath your pinky finger rather than above your pinky finger. And we punch up, right? So let me do this from the side for you. We upward sword slash, continue the rotation, punch up. Let me turn around so you can see it from the other side. Upward sword slash, continue the rotation, punch up. From the reverse sort of 45-degree Thor punch, you're going to pivot around the back. So you're going to step, so your back is now facing where you were pointing, and perform a spear strike. Some people like to do the spear strike and change to an upward thumb grip. I personally prefer to just keep my inward thumb grip here, because you're on a Thor punch on a downward thumb. And as we pivot behind our back, we'll grip with the other hand, that's inward, and thrust to the side for our spear strike. So let's go again from the start. I'll go through the first few stages a little bit quicker, as we've done it a few times now. 360, uppercut lunge, outward sword swing, figure 4, step, hook, paddle into upward slash, reverse Thor punch, and then we double grip, pivot around, so you're pivoting around your back, and thrust spear strike out to the side. Now in comes what I like to call the thunder catch, okay? I'm going to do this one individually on its own, just because it's a little bit more complex. You can't really slow it down because it's a flip and a catch. We've done our spear strike. We then want to take a downward thumb grip. We change that tail hand and flip it round. We let the mace swoop from this spear strike archer type position. We swoop it round. And what you're going to do is give it some force, let go, and then catch in a Thor punch position as you pivot. There's a lot going on there. Let me show you what it is. So we drop, swoop, step, catch. Okay? Thor punch position. If you need to get used to that, if you need to get used to the amount of swing, practice from the archer or spear strike position. Let the mace come down and try and get it vertical. Now watch for the overswing. It's quite heavy, it's difficult to control in that position. And just watch for it coming back at you. However, get used to that amount of force and swinging it out at an arm's length. Because we can do the thunder catch-ish, when we come here, you're caught and then push out. Ideally, you want to catch as the mace lands in its furthest position. So come under, push it out and catch. So rather than having the mace in front of me and pushing it, you catch in the already extended position. Give that a go, practice it, then once you've got that down, rejoin us and start adding it all together for the next phase. Now, the next phase, we've just done our thunder catch. From here, we're going to pivot about our front of our body. So this time, instead of going around the back, we send our mace hand in front of us for another Thor punch. So we've just gone out, look at our target, and step, strike. From the strike, we're then going to go into a ghost slam. So we out, we've stepped, strike, want to dive the mace head down, bring it up in front of you. Now how you actually do this transition is largely go for it and you'll feel what you need to do, and I'll break it down how I do it in a moment. So dive, transition in front of you, and you want to finish in an upward thumb grip as if though you're about to slam a sledgehammer down. So overhead, we're already in a lunge position. We step and strike down. Don't touch the floor. Don't let your knee touch the floor either. So I'll do this from the side. We go dive, transition to that overhead, and down. Now, how I do it personally, you might find another way of doing it. That's absolutely fine, whichever way you find smooth and comfortable. So for me, what I like to do is dive the mace head down, swoop it underneath, and catch in an outward thumb grip. So down, outward thumb grip, let the mace head drop, catch in an inward thumb grip, bring it up overhead, change to an overhand grip. There's a lot going on there, and trying to do it quickly is a bit weird if all you're doing is trying to think about it. Try and let your body naturally just feel your way through. So we've done our dive. Outward, inward, upward, slight bit of pivot, slam down. Cool. As I said, I like to do this in stages and add them onto each other. Let's go from the top. Let's do this. Rack position. 360. Step for that uppercut lunge. Outward sword swing into a figure 4 chest rack position. Step 45 degrees, elbow high for the hook. Push the mace out for the paddle into the upward thumb grip, upward slash. Let the mace continue its momentum. Come underneath for that high 45 degree Thor punch. Pivot around the back so the mace is going behind you for the spear strike. We change our grips into a downward thumb grip for the swoop and thunder catch. So swoop, out we go, thunder catch, catch in extended position. Look at our target behind us, or what is now behind us. Bring the mace in front of the body to pivot and Thor punch. Dive the mace head down, bring it around you. So let me pivot around. So we dive the mace head down, outward thumb grip, inward thumb grip, upward thumb grip, pivoting on the feet, and ghost slam. Practice that, put them all together, do it at least on both sides before you move on to the next stage. Right, so we've just done our ghost slam. From here, you're going to take the mace head and push it over your lead leg, the loaded leg in front, to go for what I like to call an eagle guard. So push it over the lead leg and we step up. So normally you do this side to side. We've just done a strike. Actually, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. We've just done a strike. We step overhead and push that front foot. So we push off the lead leg for the eagle guard position. Continue the momentum. Trust me, if you stop here, it feels a bit weird. Try and do it all together. Continue the momentum, cast the mace out to the side, and we go for a behind the back switch. Let's do this a little bit faster. Right, we've just done our ghost slam. Over the lead leg, up into eagle guard, stepping off the lead leg, behind and behind the back switch. Right, so the behind the back switch, we've cast the mace out, we let it swoop behind us and let the mace head rise, catching an upward thumb grip with both hands, release the opposite hand or whichever hand is at the bottom, let go, let the mace continue its momentum, and we bring it out on the other side. So that is a behind the back switch, worth practicing on its own. It's a good little switch. I use it a lot in my flows, so it's worth going to practice it. Right, from the behind the back switch, you're going to catch in a low shield. All a shield is an upward thumb grip, hands at full extremities of the handle, pushing both arms forward, effectively making a shield. You're blocking something coming towards you. A low shield is just in a lunge position. I did say this flow had a lot of steps. Bear with it, keep practicing them bit by bit. So we've done our ghost slam. Up into the eagle guard. Cast the mace out for behind the back switch. From here, you want to slide the hand, the lead hand, catch the tail, drop down into a lunge. So let me do that a little bit faster. We've done our ghost slam. Eagle guard, behind the back, slide catch lunge. Brilliant. Let's take it from the top. Back to the 360, back to the rack stance. All right. Mace vertical. Breath. We can do this, there's a lot of steps, let's keep going, let's keep repeating. 360. Bottom hand off, step, uppercut lunge. Outward sword swing into a figure 4. And then step 45 degrees, hook. Paddle into an upward slash for the reverse 45-degree Thor punch. Pivot behind you for the spear strike. We swoop and thunder catch. Get ready to pivot the other way and Thor punch. Dive the mace head down, complete your transition to get to overhead, and slam for the ghost slam. Mace head over the lead leg, up into the eagle guard with a step, cast the mace out, behind the back switch, and drop into that low shield position. Awesome. We're nearly there. From the low shield, we then go to cradle, transition, and switch. So low shield, you want to pull the mace behind you into that reverse paddle, and then bring the mace up onto the forearm, let go with the opposite hand. Cool, so let me do it this way, because I'm going to eventually facing the camera. So there, down beside me in the paddle, on the forearm. As I stand up, I pivot and bring that mace head up with me. So stand up, pivot, push the mace head down so it pops off the forearm. Hand up to the chin. So down, pop, chin. As we do, switch hands over, the momentum will continue the rotation. We then go down to rest on the forearm. As the mace comes up, you pivot again, and we push the mace head down. The handle will pop off the forearm. A lot of words, easier to just feel your way through it than think your way through it. However, I do understand that for some people learning a new flow, you've got to first think about what the hell you're going to do. So bear with it, it's a lot of steps. So we've just done our low shield. We reverse paddle onto the forearm, step up and pivot, pop, catch, forearm. Mace comes up, pivot, and then pop off the forearm again. Now on that second pop off the forearm, we're going to catch in another shield, just a standard shield, so you could call it a high shield for this one. We pop off the forearm, let the mace handle cast around. So I'll do it this way so you can see. Mace handle cast around, push the arm out, catch with an upward thumb grip on the tail. So let me do that a little bit faster all together. Right, low shield. Paddle, forearm, up and pivot, pop, catch, rotate, pivot, pop, push out, catch again. That's your high shield. Right, we've got a couple more moves after the high shield. Let's go from the start, work our way through, and then we'll add on the last 2 movements, and that will get you back to the start so you can go again. We're nearly there. Rack position. 360. Step for the uppercut. Outward sword swing, figure 4. Step out to get the rotation for the hook. Paddle into upward slash. Upward slash. Reverse Thor punch. Spear strike behind us. Swoop and thunder catch. Look again for your next target. Thor punch. Dive the mace head down, bring the mace overhead for the ghost slam. Cast the mace over the lead leg for the eagle guard. Push the mace out for behind the back switch and slide into the low shield. Reverse paddle on the forearm, pivot and stand. Push the mace head down, pop, catch, forearm. Mace comes up, pivot, pop, catch, high shield. Awesome. From the high shield, we switch to an inward thumb grip. So you literally take your hand off, put it back on with an inward thumb grip, so your lead hand. We bring the mace head down into a paddle position again. So we go down, paddle, bring the tail up and place it behind your back. So you're sheathing the sword here. This is the beginning of the nunchuck. So up, sheathe the sword, and then your free hand, your opposite hand at the moment, is going to come underneath your armpit to grab the mace handle. And you'll feel there's some tension in the lead hand here as it's trying to stretch. You're going to let that lead hand slide off so the mace pops out. We continue that rotation to swing up overhead and come all the way round for a swoop past the shins to catch. And that's your final around the world and your last movement. Right, let me do that in a better angle for the camera, so showing you. So there, there, there. Good. We're in the nunchuck position, release, and we're going to pivot on the feet. So rather than a step, it's just a pivot on the feet, all the way around. As the mace comes past the shins, we let the hand slide and choke down the mace, and we bring our free hand to sit on top. Now our lead hand, we're good to go on the other side. So a lot of steps. Let's work through it end to end, slowly, together, and we can try it. I'm going to start with my right hand on top, and I encourage you to do the same, so that if you have a different hand on top when you finish, so it should finish with the left hand on top, we know something's gone missing somewhere. Okay, rack position, my right hand on top is my lead hand. We're going to start the 360 going towards the direction that my lead finger can point. Right, 360. Into an uppercut lunge. So bottom hand off, catch inward thumb grip, pivot, step, uppercut. Outward sword swing into the figure 4 chest rack position. 45 degrees step, elbow high for the hook. Push the mace head out for the paddle into the beginning of an upward slash with an upward thumb grip. Elbow vertical twist flick. Let the mace head continue its rotation, continue its momentum. We go temporarily into an inward thumb grip, release the opposite hand to push up for a reverse Thor punch. We're going to step behind us and pivot for a spear strike. So strike, change to a downward thumb grip. We then let the mace swoop and release to catch in a thunder catch. So swoop, release, catch full extension, upward thumb grip. Next up, change your perspective, looking the other way. We do another Thor punch. This time the mace comes around in front of us. Bang. Dive the mace head down to perform your transition into an overhead position, ready for a ghost slam. Step the mace, or step off the lead leg with the mace going over the lead leg as well, into an eagle guard position. Cast the mace out for the behind the back switch, into a slide and drop low shield. Mace comes down into a reverse paddle on the lead side, up onto the forearm, stand up pivot, bring the mace up as well, drop the mace down, pop, catch with the other hand, rotation comes round onto the forearm, mace comes up, pivot, push the mace head down to let it pop off the forearm and catch in a high shield. Inward thumb grip, reverse paddle, over the shoulder to sheathe the sword, catch underneath the armpit, release the tension up overhead, around the world. As the mace swoops across the shins, we let the grip slide to bring the mace up, and then our free hand lands on top of our currently gripping hand to be left hand on top in a rack position, ready to go again on the other side. Hopefully. Good. So work through that bit by bit, stage by stage, however you need to. If you want to break that down into multiple steps, then add them all together, or you want to do it more like how I do it, where go from the start, add one on, go from the start, add the next one on, and so on and so forth. That is completely up to you, however you want to learn it in your learning style. Have fun with that, add it to your repertoire, and I'll see you again soon.